Discuss about possible commercial cookery courses in Australia and how you can explore the future in Australia through commercial cookery courses because lot of colleges, lot of agents, lot of them are selling commercial cookery courses. So what exactly is involved in this one? What can be done? How you can get a possible PR, possible dream of fulfilling of settling down in Australia through commercial cookery. So we'll start with this one and let's see what exactly is needed, what are the requirements, criteria, and what are the policy changes which can affect you in the future if you are going through this commercial cookery pathway. So when you are thinking about commercial cookery in Australia, the question what comes in mind is, can I explore the PR possibilities through commercial cookery in Australia? Will I get any positive outcome if I'm studying this 2 year course in comparison to what exactly I will get if I study master's or bachelor course in accounting, business, sales and marketing, or any other things. So how this cookery course will get me faster to my PR compared to bachelor and masters? So answer here can be yes, but you need to follow the process and you need to make sure that you are aware about the rule changes which might happen or keeps happening at different stage of your journey of this study. So as long as you understand that what are the journey involved and what are the requirements of this course, there is possibility that you can expect a invitation under 491 or 190 or 189 from time to time as a chef on 75, 80, 85 points compared to other occupation where the point requirements are pretty high. So it's very important to understand the rule changes and your pathway for commercial cookery. So let's say step 1, what exactly needs to be done? So you need to complete a 2 year course, okay, Australian study requirement of 2 years, as well as certificate 4 in commercial cookery. Because when you do certificate 3, that means you are eligible for cook under the NGO occupation list, and when you are doing certificate 4 in commercial cookery, then you are eligible as a chef. So understand the difference between cook and chef. So you need to have 2 years of Australian study requirement. That means you have completed 2 years of course in Australia, and you should have a certificate 4 in commercial cookery. That's why most of the colleges they are bundling certificate 4, okay, along with certificate 4 in commercial cookery along with diploma in hospitality management to make it a 2 year course. Step 2, okay, when you are into step 2, you need to make sure that once you complete your certificate course in commercial cookery, okay, then you go through a process of applying for a graduate work stream TR visa. Now lot of changes are expected to happen for this temporary graduate work visa from July 2022, because till now what's happening is that if you are doing any wet sector course, any certificate 3, 4 or diploma courses in Australia, then the occupation related to that course or occupation which are related to that course should be in medium to long term list at end of your course in order for you to be eligible to apply for this 485 TR or graduate workstream visa. Different people they named it differently, but from July 2022 for a certain period of time, it can be for 1 year at the moment, but we don't know whether it will be extended in future or not. Any course what you do in Australia under wet, it will be eligible for a 2 years of graduate work stream visa, what you call as TR visa, uh, uh, which is irrespective of whether the occupation is in medium to long term list or not. But how long that will continue, we don't know. So for the time being, we'll consider that if you're doing any course, that occupation which are closely related to your course or occupation which is related directly to your course should be in medium to long term list in order for you to have the 485 visa or a TR visa. Before it used to be 18 months, but due to COVID concession period and keeping the pandemic in mind, it has been 2 years now. So what can you do when you, let's say you apply for this 485 visa, you got this TR visa. So what next? TR visa doesn't mean that you just got a full work rights to earn money for next 2 years. This is very important timeline during your journey in Australia to prepare for your possible PR. So make sure that, like, when you apply for this TR visa, you check your eligibility criteria and you check all your documentation, because 485 TR visa is one of the easiest visa to get in Australia, but one of the hardest visa when it comes to time of application criteria for your documents, your AFP, your course completion letter, your English requirement. All these are time of application criteria, your OVSC, overseas visitor health cover. All these are time of application criteria. If you consider student visa, you can also submit your police check or your health insurance or other documents just before the time of decision. But when it comes to 485 visa, TR visa, there are a lot of documents which are time of application criteria. So you need to understand that you got all those before you submit your application. Then of course, you need to make sure that when you are applying for this process, you need to go through the job ready program. So what exactly is job ready program? How can you be eligible for this job ready program? Okay, so job ready program is designed for normal trade occupation. Okay, and in case of commercial cookery, this job ready program will be 4-stage process. Okay, so what are the stage involved? So these 4 stages are provisional skill assessment, job ready employment, job ready workplace assessment, and the final one is job ready final assessment. All this has to be completed within 12 months from your job ready program start. Okay, from the start of the JRE process. So the provisional skill assessment you do just before you apply for your 485 visa, and the rest follows in a timeline pattern. So you need to make sure that you understand the process of JRP, job ready program, and why job ready is needed. Because normally what happens is, if you want to get assessed as a chef in Australia, you need to have the qualification which is directly related or correlated with chef, as well as you have to have a 3 years of full-time work experience as a chef. But when you have completed a 2 years of studies, then you need to go through the job ready program to avoid that 3-year full-time work experience. So once you successfully complete this 4 stages of job ready program, then you get a positive skill assessment as a chef in order to apply for a GSM, General Skill Migration Visa 189, 190 and 491. That's why it's very important to understand what is job ready program and how exactly you can go through all the job ready program. Okay, so let's try to understand the provisional skill assessment. What is provisional skill assessment and how you can be eligible to apply for PSA before you apply for 485 visa. So to able to apply for a provisional skill assessment, you should be the primary visa holder of student visa. What you have done, you should have a qualification which is directly or closely related with your occupation. So you should have completed a Cert 4 in commercial cookery. Very important. You must completed a minimum 360 hours of employment, okay, or vocational placement as a part of your studies, and this has to be completed within last 3 years before submitting the job ready program. So very important to understand, to able to have a PSA, you should be the primary visa holder, should have a qualification, should have minimum 360 hours of placement. Very important to understand. Okay, then you go for a stage 2. Stage 2, which is job ready employment. That's where it's very important to understand how job ready employment works. It's not that a takeaway shop or any other normal shop can able to offer you a job as a chef. Try to understand the difference between cook and chef. So it's very important how you choose your work, your employer, okay, your workplace. So you should have a successful PSA outcome for your job ready employment process. you should hold a visa which gives you unrestricted work rights. So what that means, in order to complete stage 2 to stage 4 of job ready program, you have to go through 1725 hours of work requirement in 12 months starting from JRE till the completion. So 1725 hours in 12 months means approximately 33 or 34 hours per week. So you cannot do a job ready program if you are on a student visa or any other visa which doesn't give you unlimited work rights. And you have to have secured eligible employment as a part of your PSA. So once you got all those things, then only you can do a job ready employment, which is part 2 of the job ready program. PSA is part 1, job ready employment is part 2. Then you move on to next stage, which is job work placement assessment. In this one, okay, TRA assess whether whether you're working as a chef or not. That means the position which is closely related or directly related with your occupation or not. So you should have 863 hours of work done in 6 months from the JRE, job ready employment date. Okay, and you have to have the skill progress report. What that means is what are the duties which you are doing on a daily basis, whether these duties are as an occupation as a chef or is as a cook or the lower level. And then the employment verification report, whether your workplace is ready to be conduct workplace assessment from TRA. So that form has to be signed. So your employer has to sign that yes, someone from TRA can come and conduct a work placement for you to have the final stage done for job ready program. So job ready workplace assessment, it's 863 hours of work within 6 months from JRE, SRP and EVR. If you're in doubt, you can call Aussie Education on 0406 107 107. We are happy to help you. And then comes the final stage, which is job ready final assessment. That means you have successfully done the job ready workplace assessment. Your workplace is assessed. You are working as a chef for minimum 1725 hours in 12 months from JRE start date, and then you get a positive outcome, okay, for chef. So you don't have to worry about 3 years of work experience. You go through this 12 months, 1725 hours, goes through all the 4 stages of JRP, you get a positive skill assessment. Now, what are the fees involved? So when you go through the PSA, it's $200. When you go through the job ready employment, is $450. When you go through the job ready workplace assessment, is $2,540. And when you go to the job ready final assessment, is $65. If there is any review, this will be extra cost. This is the cost for Trade Recognition Australia, TRA, not the agency cost. Agency might charge you between $2,500 to $3,500 depending on the working involvement, and depending some of the agencies might only charge $500 to $1,000. So different people got a different agency fee. It's all depend whether you want to buy a Kia or you want to buy a Mercedes, what type of luxury you want to have from your agency. So I'm not going to comment on that one. So it's very important to understand the whole idea of job ready program, what you need to achieve, what you need in terms of your occupation, in terms of your what you call studies. There are a lot of people who at the moment are going to the job ready program by paying XYZ money to XYZ employers. Okay, I'm not here to comment on that one, but please be aware that you should know what is involved as a chef, the duties of chef. Okay, because there will be a job ready final assessment from TRA. So you should know how to hold the knife, how to do your job as a chef. So paying money to someone, whether you are paying due to some XYZ reasons, or whether you are doing just to avoid headache for you, make sure you don't get into this trap. There are a lot of jobs available. Just make sure you go through a proper process. Okay, so what will happen once you get this job ready program done, once you get a positive skill assessment, that's when you get eligible to apply for a what you call graduate work stream visa, GSM visa 189, 190 and 491 visas. So once you got a positive skill assessment as a chef, you can apply for these visas. Still you need a English language band, whether it's in IELTS, PT, if you got 7 each, you get 10 points. If you got 8 each, you get 20 points. So you can expect an invitation for chef at 70, 75, 80, 85 points. But more points you got, better the possibility for you to get the nomination. So to get more points, you have to work on your English, you have to work on your nati. If you got your spouse, she should have a 6 each in English and should have the skill assessment for her studies. Please make sure, don't get fooled by that okay, I will go to Canberra, I will go to Adelaide, I will go to Tasmania, I will go to Darwin and I will get a nomination. Things doesn't work like that. Understand the criteria, the possibility, the possible outcome for a nomination as a chef. What is needed? Are you eligible for that or not? Then only make all those move. If you are in doubt, you want us to guide you, then contact Aussie Education and its offices on 0406 107 107, or else you can go to our website www.aussieeducation.com.au, and on right hand side there is a appointment booking link. You can click there and book an online appointment with our merchant agents, or you can send an email to us on info@aussieeducation.com.au. There are various methods through which you can contact Aussie Education via phone call, email, WhatsApp, WeChat, online booking, Facebook, Messenger, whatever way you prefer, whatever is easiest way for you. So PR possibilities are there through commercial cookery studies, but that all depend on the asterisk mark, terms and condition apply, depending on the rule changes, policy changes, and depending on what are the occupational need at the time of your application. So understand this job ready program, understand what you need to do through the job ready program, and how you will be eligible to get a positive skill assessment in order to apply for GSM visas in the future. Of course, all this depend on the terms and condition, the policy and rule changes at the time of your application, at time of when you become eligible to apply for GSM visa. For any further information, do call Aussie Education on 0406 107 107. Thank you. Thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate. Stay safe, stay healthy.